good, everybody? MAJINKHANx here, and this is going to be my top five games for the year of 2020. So this year, for me, I think this was an okay year. It was an average year. Um, there was some games that came out, a lot of AAA games that came out that I did enjoy. Um, I gotta say though, Watch Dog Legions, I that for me was kind of disappointing. I wasn't enjoying it after a while. I did like Crash Bandicoot 4. It's About Time. That one was a game I really enjoyed, even though it's very difficult. I was a little disappointed in the amount of indie games that came out. Although there is one on this list you will see. Overall, I think this year was okay, but I'm not going to get too much into my intro. I'm going to go ahead and just get started right into this list and get this going right away. All right, so coming in at number five is Neo 2. So when I played the first Neo for me, it wasn't bad. I can definitely see where they went with the first Neo, and Neo 2 was definitely a step up for me. Even though at times it got a little confusing with the whole skill tree and leveling up progression system. Neo 2, I enjoyed the boss fights on this one a lot more. Even though it can get a little overwhelming with the different types of weapons you can use. But Neo 2 was the game that filled my soul's challenge fever for this year. So Neo 2 is definitely a good game. All right, so coming in at number four is the game Hades, exclusively for the Switch. I don't know if it's exclusive for the PC and the Switch, but from what I understand, I know it's on the Switch. And when I first got this game, I wasn't really feeling it. Like for a second, I was like, "Well, excuse me." When I first saw it, I wasn't really feeling it, and then I went back and I was like, "Well, you know what? Let me give it a chance. Maybe I'll like it." And I actually like this game a lot, and it deserves a lot of credit. This game is good because it's like every time you die, you get stronger. So dying on this game is not punishing. It's actually kind of necessary for your character to get stronger. And I was like, wow, that's a good concept. Why didn't I get this game earlier? So I was late to this game. I was late to get on the train of this game, but I like this game a lot, and I think a lot of people should. If you haven't played Hades and you have the Switch, give this game a try. This game is really fun. Good game to travel with if you travel a lot. And the weapons in this game, I wish there were a little bit more, but from what they have, I mean, I think it's okay. But yeah, Hades is a good game. Hands down, the best indie game for me that came out this year. All right, now coming in at number three is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now I know I'm guilty because this game is not even at least number two on my list, but I want people to know that I did highly enjoy the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy fan there is. I do play some of the games. Really to be honest, this is probably the third Final Fantasy game I've ever played in my life. The first one was the original Part 7. The second one, I think, was it Part 10? I think it was Part 10. I'm not sure. The one for Xbox where you played as like four different characters. And then of course there was this one. So I don't know too much about the Final Fantasy lore. I don't know too much about the world, but I just know based on what games I've played. And this game right here, to me, this is a hands down a top three game of the year. Period. Not even on according to my list. Just in general, I think this game is hands down up there. If you're a big fan of Final Fantasy VII, which I've been told by many people is one of the best Final Fantasy game there is, then this game will bring you a lot of justice. I loved this game. Playing it was extremely fun. The gameplay was great. From the boss fights, from all the characters, the story, and everything. Like, if you love Final Fantasy, please try and play. Please play this game. This game will do you a lot of justice. I mean, hands down, top three of the year. Period.
I'm fine. What about the timer?
All right, now coming in at number two is Paper Mario: The Origami King. I did not hear much about this game being on top 10 of anybody's list, and this game was really good. I remember when this game was announced and it came out, it got a lot of buzz, but after a while, it kind of just I don't know, like people kind of forgot about it, and I'm like, dude, why isn't this game on anyone's top 10? Like this game was very good. Like I love the battling. how you had to turn the circles, whatever you call that thing. But I love the battling aspect in this game. It was a turn based, but it was still very unique. And this is actually this is my second Paper Mario game I've ever played, and everything about this game was good. It had really good, really cool puzzles. It was very relaxing to play. There wasn't. I just don't understand why this game was not on anyone's top 10 list. I mean, like there was like to me this game hands down should be belong in the top 10 of anyone's list. I mean, and when I'm saying anyone, I mean like just big gaming channels like GameSpot, IGN, etc. And I was just really shocked that nobody had this game in their list. But this game was great. I enjoyed this game so much. It was fun. It was long too. This game it's not a short game at all. It's pretty long. Um, it was um, it was the battling thing that really got to me. It was the puzzles, the boss fights. I mean, they were really creative. What I liked the most about this game was the fact that you know it took Mario in just a different world. Again, this is my second Paper Mario game I've ever played. I never played. I've only played the recent one before this one, and I think this is the third one if I'm being correct. But I think if you have a Nintendo Switch, this game is a must get. You have to play this game. Very fun, very good, and any reason why it's not being talked about as one of the top games of the year is it's kind of criminal, honestly. All right, and coming in at number one is obviously Ghost of Tsushima. And I know there are a lot of gamers out there that were pissed that this game didn't get Game of the Year, but I mean, let's be honest. Going up against The Last of Us 2, we all knew The Last of Us 2 was going to get, pretty much all the credit. And that's cool. That's fine. I mean, I understand. I didn't play The Last of Us Part 2. I didn't get a chance to play it. Not sure if I will. Not that I have anything against the game, but I'm just not sure. But anyway, Ghost of Tsushima was a solid game. Um, I do wish it was a little bit more difficult. I will say that. Um, I wish it was just a little bit more challenging because I played the game on hard and I thought it was pretty easy. Other than that, the game had a very good story, very great visuals, very good mechanics. To me, this game was more of Assassin's Creed than Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I know a lot of players are burnt out of the Assassin's Creed franchise, but this game was like the proper stealth game that I think everyone wanted. And it's not really even a stealth game either. I'm not going to put it in that category, but it does have some stealth aspects of the game. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, I know it deserves, a lot more credit and it deserves a lot, like, Game of the Year and all that. But again, going up against The Last of Us 2, we all knew that, it's just Last of Us 2 was going to get everything. But Ghost of Tsushima is hands down my top game of the year. I loved it. I platinumed the game as well, except when they released the whole multiplayer thing. But yeah, man, Ghost of Tsushima is hands down my personal top game of the year. And that's going to conclude it for my top five games of 2020. What guys do you think deserves an honorable mention for 2020? Let me know in a comment below. I'm gonna catch you guys later.